Now at 5 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, a jury has given the death sentence for the murder of a woman and the death of her unborn baby, which was cut out of her womb. 5 people still remain in critical condition after a mobile home fire in Victoria early Wednesday morning. And a 28-year-old man was identified as one of the 3 victims for carbon monoxide poisoning in a Mexican Airbnb.
We're looking at a cool down and we're looking at some showers in Florida. We'll talk about Nicole coming up.
Plus, veterans are questioning if the VA is ready to provide benefits to 3.5 million vets exposed to the toxic burn pits. You're watching 25 News now at 5. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Karina Garcia. Taylor Parker was sentenced to death yesterday by jury for the capital murder of 21-year-old Reagan Simmons Hancock and her unborn baby. Parker was convicted last month for the October 2020 murder and kidnapping. Hancock's body was found on the floor in her living room by her mother. Hancock's baby taken from her womb. Later, Parker claimed she'd just given birth after being pulled over by a state trooper. The baby was taken to a hospital in Oklahoma where she was pronounced dead.
Lifted. I feel like now we can start trying to heal. We don't have this over our heads. We know where she's going to be, we know where she's at, and she's taken care of.
Prosecutors said Parker made herself look pregnant and faked ultrasounds in an attempt to keep her boyfriend from leaving her. Parker's defense attorney told the jury she was flawed but still human and how her family and the system she relied on failed her. 5 people remain in critical condition after their mobile home caught fire early Wednesday morning. Victoria firefighters and Victoria police officers entered the residence and rescued 5 people, 2 adults and 3 children. All 5 people were transported to San Antonio hospitals. Firefighters were able to contain the fire inside the home. The Victoria Fire Marshal is continuing their investigation, but they did discover that the home did not have functional smoke detectors inside. 28-year-old Jordan Marshall was identified by his mother as one of the 3 victims who died in an Airbnb in Mexico City. He traveled to Mexico City with 2 friends to celebrate the popular Day of the Dead holiday. Marshall died due to carbon monoxide poisoning, an odorless and colorless gas that slowly kills people. Mexico encourages landlords to install carbon monoxide detectors and offers free detectors to host, but it's not mandated. His mother said she'd like Airbnb and other rental services to mandate the use of carbon monoxide detectors. Good news for Floridians. Nicole is once again a tropical storm. The National Hurricane Center gave an update on the system at 4 a.m. Nicole is still large and a storm surge is still possible in some areas, but all hurricane warnings are discontinued. Nicole first made landfall near Vero Beach, Florida early Thursday around 3 a.m.
I don't know. Honestly, just kind of shocked. So, still haven't really processed it, but definitely crazy.
PowerOutage.us reports more than 80,000 customers are without power across Florida. Luckily, we won't get Hurricane Nicole, but you will get Hurricane Howie today. Howie, give us the latest.
Thanks, Karina. You get Hurricane Howie 5 days a week minimally. Well, around here, maybe even more than that nowadays. But yes, Nicole landed and hit the east coast of Florida. Now bringing a lot of rain. I don't want to downgrade this by any means. I mean, because we get 3s and 4s hitting Florida. It was only a 1. A lot of people say, hey, but yeah, still a lot of problems with the rain and flooding. We'll continue to pray for Florida. Again, let's go to the radar. Here's what we got. Nothing too bad here. Let's open it up. Let's go across the Gulf. And here we go. Look how large this storm is. Yeah, it's weakening, still bringing a lot of showers to a couple of states. Wind's not too bad here. Then overnight, we're dropping down into the 70s, or overnight, we'll be dropping down to 66. Could see that fog again overnight and into the morning. We're getting very close to our cool down. We'll talk about that coming up, Karina.
Howie, thank you. Ahead of Veterans Day, veterans at the Capitol, alongside advocate and comedian Jon Stewart, demanded urgent help as vets heal from exposure to toxic burn pits. The pressure worked and Congress passed the act. It approved new VA benefits like care for injuries tied to toxic chemicals. Now the question is if the FVA is ready to help the 3.5 million veterans who are already exposed.
There were some soldiers that were just sitting there in that space with this toxic fume cloud over them for over a year. And now when I think about that, in retrospect, it's honestly horrifying.
Retired National Guard Captain Rafael Barbosa flew above the battlefields of Iraq and Afghanistan. Burn pits, he says, loomed in the background.
The burn pit exposure is the wild card. You might be young, but that exposure puts you into a high-risk category and all bets are off.
The fumes, Barbosa and his doctors say, led to stage 4 colon cancer. But this past summer, after stalling briefly in Congress, the PACT Act eventually passed. It's a new law expanding VA health care for veterans exposed to burn pits and other toxins.
How big a deal is the PACT Act for veterans?
Look, it's a big deal.
Dennis McDonough is the U.S. Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Right now, the VA is accepting burn pit claims, and in less than 2 months, the VA will start rolling out treatment.
January 1st, 2023, will the VA be ready for this influx of claims that are coming down the pike?
Yeah, so we will be ready. We've spent the last year hiring 2,000 new people. Those are 2,000 new VA staff to be in a position to work on those claims.
McDonough says he realizes the task is enormous, but he says for the VA, it's a matter of duty. He urges vets, survivors, and their family members to file claims at va.gov/PACT, even if their claims were denied in the past. Veterans are also asking if they seek burn pit benefits, like Barbosa did, will their existing care stay the same with no cuts whatsoever?
Yes, I can assure them that. They fought like hell to get the benefit that they have. We are not going to reopen your old claim, right? That is as it is.
In Washington, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Here's your viewer poll this afternoon, but first, don't forget, come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate in our polls. Viewers can also scan the QR code to get this poll, which is, by the way, right there on your screen. Now, the question is, does the government provide enough resources for veterans? Yes or no? Stay tuned for 25 News now at 6 for viewer poll results with Don Brubaker and myself. Victoria's annual Veterans Day Parade will be in downtown Victoria Friday morning. The Victoria County Veterans Council event starts with a parade at 10 at the De Leon Plaza. A ceremony will be at the Victoria County Courthouse steps at 11. The guest speaker will be retired U.S. Army General Clint Anderson. Here's the top headlines you'll find in this week's Cuero Record. Student enrollment is growing in Cuero ISD and solar reinvestment zones are approved by the Cuero ISD board. Plus a tribute to military hero from Cuero, Roy Harmon. Read more at DeWittCountyToday.com. A big piece of the explored Space Shuttle Challenger was found off the coast of Florida. The History Channel announced Thursday they found the 20-foot chunk of the 1986 shuttle while shooting its new series about the Bermuda Triangle. This is the first major discovery of wreckage from the shuttle launch in more than 25 years. NASA's Space Shuttle Challenger launched from the Kennedy Space Center on its 10th mission on January 28, 1986. It exploded just 73 seconds after liftoff, claiming the lives of all 7 astronauts on board. Stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News now at 5. A U.S. Navy couple was sentenced to more than 20 years for conspiring to sell classified information to a foreign country. Also ahead, the House Ways and Means Committee wants the Supreme Court to stop delaying access to former President Trump's federal tax records.
Victory Buick GMC has been named the area's friendliest car dealership, and here's why.
Our service department has the lowest labor rates in the Crossroads.
That means better service for less money.
Plus, we give all veterans, first responders, and medical professionals an additional 10% off.
We service all GM vehicles and we honor all extended warranties.
With world-class service and lower prices, we think you too will say,
I love Victory!
The free 2022 Hurricane Tracking Guides are here. Each guide has critical information to protect you and your family before and after the storm. The 25 News Now Hurricane Tracking Guides are brought to you by these sponsors: Full Pep, El Campo Cycle Center, Palace Bingo, Seguin RV, Oak Creek Homes, and Bravo Honda. You can get your up-to-date coordinates to track the storm every day on crossroadstoday.com or from the 25 News Now Storm Team. Download the free Crossroads Today app and get your weather now.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way.
Choose in-stock or custom order select Ford vehicles and lock in $3,900 for $60, plus $500 cash, plus complimentary maintenance. See your best in Texas Ford dealer.
There's a lightning storm.
Tonight, it's the Station 19 Grey's Anatomy Fall Finale event. Tragedy strikes one of our own.
Everything okay?
The Station 19 Grey's Anatomy Fall Finale event, ABC tonight.
I don't think we've ever had that in 14 seasons.
I will work like a lion. I'm a believer.
I'm gonna make you filthy rich.
Let's go!
New Shark Tank Friday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
A U.S. Navy couple pleaded guilty to the charge of conspiring to sell classified information to a foreign country. 44-year-old Jonathan Toby was sentenced to more than 19 years in prison. His wife got more than 21 years. The couple tucked encrypted SD cards into a saran-wrapped peanut butter sandwich and other dead drop locations. The couple believed they were getting thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency in exchange for classified information, but they were actually dealing with undercover FBI agents. The House Ways and Means Committee wants the Supreme Court to stop delaying access to Donald Trump's federal tax records. The former president went to the Supreme Court to try to block the IRS from providing his returns to the House. Yesterday, the Biden administration filed a brief asking the court to reject Trump's request. A delay of 2 months could give a mini victory for the former president if a Republican majority takes over the chamber in January. OSHA investigated the death of a 39-year-old man at Caterpillar's Mapleton foundry. He was removing a sample of iron from a furnace when he fell into a burning hot cauldron. OSHA says his death might not have happened if a guardrail was put in place. A fine of $145,000 was proposed for the company. Caterpillar said in a statement the safety of its workers is top priority and will continue to work with OSHA to seek an appropriate resolution. The CDC announced a deadly outbreak of listeria in 6 states was linked to contaminated deli meat and cheese. 16 people were infected and 13 were hospitalized. 1 death was reported in Maryland. Another person fell ill while pregnant, losing the baby as a result. 7 infections were reported in New York, 3 in Maryland, 2 in Illinois, 2 in Massachusetts, 1 in California, and 1 in New Jersey. Those infected ranged in age from 38 to 92. People at high risk include pregnant people, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems. The CDC suggests not eating meat or cheese from any deli counter without first heating it until it's steaming hot. Suicide is a major cause of premature death in the U.S. Provisional data from the CDC show rates rising last year after 2 years of decline. Here's a story of a man who considered taking his own life and his story of mental recovery.
I grew up in a very supportive home. I was the captain of my men's club soccer team. I did have a lot going for me. I don't think a single person on that campus truly knew that I was suffering from major depression and contemplating suicide.
Andy Irwin strived to be the best, but he says his quest for perfection only led to despair. In his junior year of college, he says he found himself walking across a bridge.
My hand is gripping this railing on the bridge so tightly that it almost looks like the color has vanished from it. There was a significant part of me at that point in time that almost wanted to jump off that bridge head first.
He says he then called his parents and texted friends to let them know he was struggling.
All I can remember is the feelings that I still felt of being heard, being seen, being supported.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for young people ages 10 to 34, according to the CDC.
If they ever mention any thoughts of self-harm or suicide, we always want to take it seriously.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein says helping your child to be resilient is key to helping their mental health. That starts by teaching healthy coping skills. And if there's a concern, ask direct, open-ended questions. Stay calm, actively listen, validate their feelings, and reduce access to lethal items like firearms and medications. If you're unsure about how your child is doing, talk to a licensed mental health professional. Irwin's now 27 and says treatment led to a new outlook.
It doesn't mean that the circumstances of life won't have its ups and downs, but I'm building a toolkit and a foundation to propel me from that place.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Adidas cut ties with Kanye West in October after his anti-Semitic rants. However, Adidas owns the Yeezy line design rights, so they will be able to sell Yeezys under their own branding. Representatives say doing so will save Adidas roughly $300 million in marketing fees and royalties. Some are critical of the move. They believe Adidas should drop the shoe because of its association with Kanye West. But Yeezy products made about $2 billion worth of sales in 2021.
Here comes the cool air. We'll talk all about it.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
Are you ready to change your career path? Come join our sales team at the Victoria Television Group. Do you have a passion for customer service and sales? This is the right place for you. We offer great benefits, medical, dental, life, 401k, paid vacation, and much more. Call me and let me show you why the Victoria Television Group sales team is the right choice for you.
Victoria All Sports, South Texas's largest family-owned sporting goods store. Having served Victoria and surrounding counties since 1971, we're proud to continue to meet your firearms, hunting, fishing, camping, and outdoor apparel needs. Our friendly and knowledgeable outdoor experts can help you pick the perfect equipment for your next outdoor excursion, and that our in-house gunsmith services are available long after your purchase. Come get geared up at Victoria All Sport, located at 1902 Houston Highway, right here in Victoria.
No payments until after Valentine's Day at Victoria Dodge. That's right, buy now and pay later at Victoria Dodge. Get a gobble good deal like $8,000 off Durangos and have money to buy your turkey for Thanksgiving. Get $14,000 off Ram trucks and have money for Christmas presents. $14,000 off. Or get 1.9% on Wagoneers. 1.9%. Don't make a car payment until February. Only at Victoria Dodge, VictoriaDodge.com. $14,000 off Rams, VictoriaDodge.com.
She survived the Uvalde shooting.
I don't have too many friends, so that's really hard for me.
The little girl who played dead.
It was a very bad situation, and I did all I could.
You slept in your shoes for a while, right?
Because if anything happened, I wanted to be able to get ready and go.
If you think this is a brave and courageous little girl, stand up for her right now.
New Dr. Phil.
We're honored ABC's 2020 winner of 3 Emmy Awards for Excellence. Thank you for making 2020 Friday night's most watched and most honored news magazine.
All right, so we'll start in Cuero. Lots of blue out there, a little bit of cloud cover as well. Another beautiful day, from my opinion. Some people like it cooler and colder. Well, you're going to get your wish because we're going to see those days. 85 degrees above average again. Nothing in the way of any rainfall. Okay, here's what we have. We've been seeing scattered showers for days. Most locations not getting hit by any rainfall at all. So wide open scattered showers means, yeah, few spots will get some rain. Other areas stay on the dry side. That's a different case when we cross the Gulf of Mexico, because here is Nicole moving up north through Tampa and into the northwestern portion of the state. What's going to happen then? We're going to start to see Nicole start moving off to the northeast. But look at the size of this storm. Winds and rain really covering the entire state of Florida. We'll touch more on Nicole in half a second. Here's our dew points. Okay, they're not too bad really. Right around 70. They were higher yesterday. High pressure is starting to move out, but we're also going to see cooler, dry air come down. That's going to knock these dew points down even further. winds staying on the lighter side, really, ever since we had some gusty conditions about 4 or 5 days ago. Now winds, for the most part, 5, 10, 15 miles per hour. I hardly even notice them when they're on this lighter side because we can be very gusty at times. But this is what we're waiting for right here. Moisture's moving in. We're going to see this boundary start coming our way. When that happens, we're going to see, well, what we're going to see here is we get energy from the sun, fast-moving upper-level winds, moisture associated with the front as well as with the Gulf. So that could produce strong storms, maybe even some severe weather conditions. We'll continue to monitor this storm after it does move through. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to dry off, and we're going to cool off, and we're going to see some of our coolest days probably of the season with highs in the 50s and the 60s. So, yes, going to be a couple cool days around here in the Crossroads. Here's what we have. So when that boundary starts to come back Friday into Saturday, this is what we're looking at. Yeah, we can see these scattered showers, and I just mentioned it, the possibility for some severe weather. We'll continue to monitor this boundary. We'll be here all night tomorrow when the boundary arrives here in the Crossroads. Let's go to our marine forecast. Here is what we have. Water temperature right around 82 degrees. And then for our bays on the smooth side with seas occasionally up to 5, but still on the smooth side. Okay, here's where Nicole's going. We've been tracking Nicole since he was over here, now hitting the coast and going up here in the panhandle portion of the state. Again, a lot of rain, a lot of flooding taking place in the state of Florida, especially after Ian was just here about a month ago. But again, this storm is going to stay away from Texas and move off towards the northeast and away from the state of Texas. Okay, here's what we got. 66 overnight. We can see some more fog. That'll dissipate when the sun comes up tomorrow morning. Looking ahead to tomorrow, 81, partly sunny, but this partly sunny and the rain chances to go up, or the sun goes away later as that boundary starts to move into the Crossroads. Here is what we're looking at. Look at the weekend into the 60s, and then over there in Port Lavaca into the 60s. Back here in Victoria, we're going to see those rain showers, and then what's going to happen is, that's right, getting knocked into a 20-degree swing in a matter of just hours. For more weather, news, and sports, you can go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com, and that is free on any Android and iPhone. Now we send it back to Karina.
Howie, thank you. Coming up on 25 News, now at 5, we'll take a last look at your stocks. Plus, mortgage rates have gone up to more than 7% just this week.
Fall into savings all month long at Bank Hut Victoria. New 2023 Hyundai Santa Cruz, only $495 a month. For details, go to Bank Hut Hyundai in Victoria. HyundaiVictoria.com.
This is a BFD Black Friday deal from Optimum, and it's our best deal ever. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month for 2 years. Find out how you can get up to $300 in Visa prepaid cards with Showtime included for 1 year. Go from 300 meg internet to over $520 in total savings with this BFD from Optimum. Call 866-9-OPTIMUM or visit optimum.com/BFD now, because our best deal ever won't last long. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
If you paid more for your car insurance this year than last year, give us a call at Fred Loya Insurance or visit us at fredloya.com.
My insurance rates went up more than 50%. That's when I call Fred Loya.
My insurance went up over $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. So I called Fred Loya Insurance.
If you think you're paying too much for your car insurance, or if your renewal rates have gone up, start paying less and call or visit us online at fredloya.com.
My name is Damien Rodriguez, and I chose Coastal Bend College.
Hi, my name is Patrick White, and I chose Coastal Bend College.
My name is Yadira Lopez, and I chose Coastal Bend College.
My name is Stacey Olivares, and I chose Coastal Bend College.
My name is Kentravis Johnson, and I chose Coastal Bend College.
We are Dental Hygiene, and we chose Coastal Bend College.
Why would I choose anywhere else?
You were not clearly being a protective mother.
Disturbing news at Mom's house.
There was an allegation made that a male friend of yours was somehow abusing your 8-year-old.
Yes, ma'am.
So a worried ex got their 2-year-old out.
He didn't want to return his daughter.
Even after the situation was over, he still kept her from me.
You ought to thank him. He was being a father. You're not the victim here.
Next, Judge Judy.
Fall into savings all month long at Bank Hut Victoria. New 2023 Hyundai Santa Cruz, only $495 a month. For details, go to Mankind Hyundai in Victoria. HyundaiVictoria.com.
Taking a look at your stocks, the Dow up 1,201 points, the S&P up 194 points, and the Nasdaq up 711 points. Oil up 64 cents, closing at $86.47 a barrel. Mortgage rates have inched back up after dropping last week. The 30-year fixed rate averaged just over 7% at the end of this week. Mortgage rates were going up throughout 2022, mostly due to the Federal Reserve hiking interest rates to control inflation. However, high mortgage rates meant buyers are pushed out of the market, and the ones that remain are often looking at houses with a lower price point, or they are making compromises in order to make it affordable. The Federal Reserve hasn't tamed inflation yet, but some analysts say things are improving. The Consumer Price Index report released today shows paid 7.7% more items during the 12-month period ending in October. The Consumer Price Index dropped slightly from 8.2% in September. Some economy representatives say this shows inflation is moving in the right direction. Stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast. Plus, Microsoft's late co-founder's art collection fetches a record $1.5 billion at an auction.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Texas, now's the time to gear up and save on a new Ford SUV. Get great deals on our most capable lineup, like the spacious and tech-savvy Ford Expedition or Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport, both rated 2022 IIHS top safety picks and both designed to give you greater confidence. Choose in-stock or custom order select Ford SUVs and lock in $3,900 for $60 plus $500 cash plus complimentary maintenance.
Ford is the best in Texas.
You better check your email.
Tonight.
I just read Meredith's email that she's leaving.
It's the Station 19 Grey's Anatomy fall finale event.
The helicopter was struck by lightning.
Ready for you, 19.
I don't think you are.
We are in a lightning storm. You will see gnarly injuries.
And tragedy strikes.
Everything okay?
One of our own.
Join Golden Crescent Casa at our 14th annual holiday wine pairing at 6 p.m. on November 11th at the Victoria Country Club to honor Brother Gary Moses for his work supporting numerous organizations that better our community. This Thai-inspired event will include a 4-course dinner with paired wines, a live and silent auction, and entertainment that you won't want to miss. Sponsorships and tickets are still available. Visit us at goldencrescentcasa.org or call 361-573-3734.
Sponsored by the Victoria Television Group.
This is a hell of a story.
You're going to really take off.
I will work like a lion.
I'm a believer.
I don't think we've ever had that in 14 seasons.
I'm just so happy.
You are absolutely brilliant.
You were smart enough to follow through with your crazy idea.
That's really great.
I'm going to make you filthy rich.
Let's go!
Shark Tank, new Friday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Welcome back. This is your reminder that we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon, Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. The late Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen's collection was up for auction in New York on Wednesday. It gathered more than $1.5 billion, making it the largest single-owner sale in auction history. A majority of the biggest sellers date back to the 19th century, but contemporary masterpieces also attract record-breaking sums. More of the collection is expected to go up for auction tonight. All the proceeds will go to charities. Alrighty, and with that, we have time for one final look of the weather with your meteorologist, Howie Gordon.
Thanks, Karina. There's a guy in California that can afford that art if he wants to, but we'll see. So here we go, future track. This is Nicole moving up into the northwestern corner of Florida, but yeah, for the most part, going to stay away from any interest here in Texas, but we'll pray for Florida. They saw some good showers. They saw some flooding, a lot of rip currents, and some problems. I mean, I know it's just a Category 1 hurricane. These parts, and then in Florida, used to larger ones, but hey, hurricanes, I've been through some of them. They're no joke. So everyone in Florida hopefully is preparing and taking cover after and during what happened with the hurricane. Overnight, 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies. We'll see that fog develop again overnight. That should start to dissipate tomorrow when the sun comes up. So looking ahead to tomorrow, 81 degrees, partly sunny. Now I have this partly sunny and a 60% chance of rain. Now the sun will be out, but then that boundary is going to come through. We're going to cloud up, and these rain chances go up later on in the afternoon. This boundary should be in the area sometime 3, 4, 5 p.m., clearing the area later on tomorrow night. We'll talk more about that system, though, in the next few news broadcasts. If you're staying tuned, I hope you are. So possible alert day, that means, yes, we could have some severe weather conditions with strong energy from the sun, strong upper-level winds, and some heavy downpours. Then what happens? The boundary pushes through. We cool down. Look at that. Into the 60s. Then later on in the week, maybe a few more rain chances, but cooler again later on in the week. Karina?
Howie, thank you, and thank you for being with us. Remember, we're always on Crossroads Today Plus, so we hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News now at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is up next.